November 24th, 1971, Portland International Airport. A man calling himself Dan Cooper walks to the Northwest Orient Airlines counter and pays cash for a one-way ticket to Seattle. He chooses Flight 305. He appears ordinary, dressed in a business suit with a black tie and white shirt. Nothing about him suggests that by the end of the night, he will become one of America's most famous unsolved criminals. A short time after 3 in the afternoon, the aircraft takes off from Portland. Cooper orders a bourbon and soda. Then he hands a flight attendant a note. He indicates that he has a bomb in his briefcase and wants her to sit beside him. The flight attendant does what he asks. Cooper opens the briefcase. Inside, she sees what appears to be a collection of wires and red-colored sticks. He then gives her another message for the cockpit. His demands are precise. He wants 4 parachutes and $200,000 in $20 bills. The aircraft continues toward Seattle. On the ground, authorities begin preparing the ransom and parachutes. The FBI is brought into the situation while the aircraft is still in the air. For the passengers, the flight appears to be heading toward an ordinary destination. For investigators, the situation is becoming something else entirely. By the time Flight 305 reaches Seattle, the ransom has been assembled. The plane lands, and Cooper receives the money and parachutes. He then allows the passengers to leave the aircraft. Most of the people who boarded the plane in Portland are now safely on the ground. But Cooper is not finished. Several members of the crew remain on board. The aircraft takes off again, now carrying only Cooper and the remaining crew. He gives them another destination, Mexico City. The plane begins flying south. Cooper has the ransom money with him, along with parachutes. Investigators know the aircraft is moving through the darkness, but they do not know exactly where the hijacker intends to go. Then the situation changes again. A little after 8 in the evening, somewhere between Seattle and Reno, Cooper leaves the aircraft with a parachute and the ransom money. The exact moment becomes one of the central facts in the case. After that, the trail almost completely disappears. The aircraft eventually reaches Reno. Cooper is gone. Investigators immediately begin searching for him. They have a description, evidence from the aircraft, the money, the parachutes, and a growing number of questions. But they do not have the one thing they need most, a confirmed identity. The name Dan Cooper becomes famous, but even that name is uncertain. The FBI later noted that the familiar name D.B. Cooper came from a media error. The man on Flight 305 had called himself Dan Cooper. The search continues for years. Agents investigate leads across the country. Hundreds of people are interviewed. Physical evidence from the aircraft is examined. Possible suspects emerge, disappear, and return to the investigation. Each new theory creates another possibility about what happened after the jump. The most important question remained simple. Did Cooper survive? No confirmed answer ever emerges. The landscape below the flight path becomes part of the mystery. Investigators study locations, weather conditions, aircraft movements, and possible landing areas. The ransom itself also becomes a clue. Then, years later, part of the money is discovered. In 1980, a young boy finds 3 bundles of deteriorating $20 bills along the Columbia River. The serial numbers match ransom money connected to the Cooper case. The discovery creates a new mystery. If some of the ransom money reached the river, what happened to the rest? The answer never arrives. The FBI continues pursuing leads for decades. The case becomes one of the longest investigations in the Bureau's history. Thousands of pages of investigative material accumulate. Suspects are examined. Theories multiply. Some people believe Cooper survived and disappeared into ordinary life. Others believe the jump ended the mystery that night in 1971. Neither theory has been conclusively established. In 2016, the FBI announced that it was redirecting resources away from the active investigation and toward other priorities. The Bureau said that specific physical evidence could still be submitted if it emerged. More than 5 decades after the hijacking, the basic facts remain remarkably clear. A man bought a ticket under the name Dan Cooper. He hijacked Flight 305. He demanded $200,000 and 4 parachutes. He released the passengers in Seattle. He boarded the aircraft again. Then he disappeared into the night with the ransom. No confirmed body was found. No confirmed identity was established. And no one has conclusively explained what happened after the jump. The money was found. The aircraft was found. The evidence was preserved. The man was never found.